Hey, it's Heather here. I'm just gonna shoot this real short video. Dang on, I put up this other video just a second ago asking, anyways, you'd have to watch it. But I thought about asking. There's this guy that is on YouTube and he just does all this other wonderful stuff and everything. But anyways, I thought about, because I'm in his chat right now and he's live streaming, and I don't usually say a lot whenever people live stream and stuff like that, because there's so many people that are trying to get at things, and then there's so many people, even the people that are there, that are just making wisecracks and jokes constantly, there's like, and even if they're being rude, I'm like, well, they're being rude because they're going through some stuff, and they're getting rid of this, and so I just I just let things be, kinda, and I usually don't say anything. But I uploaded my previous video that I just uploaded, and I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna be brave, and I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna be like, hey, dude, like, I'm in your live stream. You don't know me that well, but can you please go to my page and watch my video for like 25 minutes? I'm sorry that it's so long, and could you spend an hour out of your day, out of your life, and just talk to me after you watch that 25-minute video?" So I went back to the live feed after uploading my video, and I'm just like, okay, fuck that. I can't do that. And then it's like, oh my God, and then I'm beating myself up, and it's like worth, and my own self-worth, and am I not worthy enough? And, and I was even trying to think how to word it, because he's going on with his stuff. And even though it's in relation to a degree, because he's talking a little bit about narcissism, and he talks a little bit about INFPs, which is what I am, and supposedly, we're kind of the whiny babies, I guess, of the personality, I guess, or something. Which, if that's the case, then that just really sucks even more for me, because in Vedic astrology, I'm a Cancer, and I get labeled as a whiny ass baby because of that. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just fucked, but you don't know me, you don't know my backstory, you don't know the shit that I've been through, and that's anybody and everybody. And even if I put up a video like I've been doing every day, you're never going to know everything. Nobody can walk in somebody else's shoes. But, so anyways, I was like, oh God, how am I going to ask this? Oh God, how am I, am I just going to write and be like, hey, when you have spare time, hey, do you mind, and like, I'm in my mind, and if I could be so bold as to ask, and then it's like, okay, what do you say at that? Could I be so bold to ask a question? And then you just leave it? Or do you say, if I could be so bold as to ask, and then a comma, and then you ask, because you're that fucking bold, and then it's like, just all these criticisms, and the way that everybody perceives everything, and all this, just the critical eye, if you will, of everything. And the way that everybody just, can overprocess, overthink, but they can in so many different, it's like a fucking spider. It's like overthinking, but at what level? Who are you? How are you going to overthink this? Does it mean that you're narcissistic? Does it mean that you're being selfish in this moment in time? Does it mean that you're prioritizing yourself and what you need to be prioritizing? What the fuck does it mean? What the fuck are you doing? What the fuck's the deal? So anyways, I was going to ask him, and be like, hey, like, you're all about helping people, and like, supposedly, I think he's kind of doing like a little bit of a life coach type thing. I'm not certain though, because I haven't followed him that closely and that much. I know he's into like entrepreneurship and stuff like that and everything, but it's like, hey, come help me, even if it's just one time and I can't pay you for it, and then it's like, because that's like, because anything that anybody does, Lord Jesus Christ, does, it's like, I mean, I'm sitting there and I'm on his live stream and he's talking and he's giving out all this great advice for free, for free. And I'm like, isn't that really kind of cocky and selfish of me to be like, hey, give out some more free advice that's just directed straight towards me, because I'm completely and totally fucking lost on this and what to do. And I don't have the tools or the people around me to pull in to acquire what the fuck I'm trying to acquire. And even though that can sound greedy as fuck and make me sound narcissistic as fuck, I'm 30 years old. I've been living this same type of rut type lifestyle with this same mentality when it comes to others and my own confidence and just being stepped on and treated like shit and everything. And I'm so tired. I'm so tired. I'm so fucking tired. Oh my God, I'm so fucking tired. But anyways, so I chickened out and I was like, I don't think I can do this. And then, like, I believe in God and everything, and it's like, okay, maybe I am supposed to be a doormat for the rest of my damn life. And then I'm like, yay, yeah. How can you be happy about that? I mean, yes, if God's like, hey, if you believe in God or you believe in higher power, and the higher power's like, hey, you're going to be a doormat for the rest of your life for everybody's emotions, everybody's negative traits, everybody's negative everything, and you're going to not be allowed to be as negative as them on any stance, and all this, and you're going to have to just let them walk all over you, and that is your purpose, and then you got people that argue that no, that's not your purpose, but then you got people that argue that yes, that is your purpose. And I don't know if it's Hinduism or something dealing with that, or Muslim. I don't know. Like, I don't know, because I don't know the other religions. I've not studied that much into them, and I've just barely touched the surface. But there's this one where it's like there's four, categories, I guess, that you're born into, or whatever, four positions. And the first one is like, you're like a maid, pretty much, cook, clean, all that, or whatever. And that's just who you are, and that's who you're always going to be. And you can never escape from that type of life. And so those people believe that that's the way that God has ran things. And it's like, yeah, you're going to be this person that just does that. And so if I'm just this person that's just going to be this doormat, then who am I to upset the balance of what the Creator may have, gave the discernment, or what the fuck ever for me to be, and my position in life. But damn it, I can't, like, I will end up committing suicide, I'm afraid. Like, if it's like, yes, you're supposed to be a doormat, and that is your job, and that is your place in life, is to be this doormat emotionally for everybody else to wipe their emotional trash on, and, all that and everything. Like, that's why I'm depressed, is because, yes, call me greedy. I want more. I want to be more than that, emotionally speaking. And that's what makes me so depressed, that I'm like, am I going to end up committing suicide? And I don't want to commit suicide. Nobody wants to commit suicide. Nobody wants, to make things in life harder. And that's even like this other person that I follow that's talking about homosexuality. And they're like, do you really think people are born, and they just, they're like, yeah, I want to be difficult and, cause problems and drama and stuff like that, and I want to be treated, noticed. And so, and the thing is, though, in him saying that, he's like, do you think people really want that? And this is where it's like, there's the real ones, and then there's the not, there's the real homosexuals, that like, they really just are so attracted to whoever, whatever, this and that. But then you got the ones that they started as teenagers, and they're just doing it to be rebellious and to piss their parents off, and stuff like that. And they're just like, you know what? My dad told me that I can't go to the dance, so I'm just going to start dating a girl just to piss him off. There's those that do that. But I know this because I've seen it from both sides, And me, myself, I identify as pansexual, which means that I'm open to anybody to a degree, but I'm demi-romantic. I have to have an emotional attachment to you. I have to have that click, that feeling and everything. And out of most recent, I've had that feeling towards a girl, and so people are like, oh my God, you've been a closeted homosexual, and it's like, no, it's like, I've always just been me. I fall in love with who I fall in love with, and this just happens to be the person that I fell in love with at this moment in time. And I really want a relationship with this person, but it really scares me. And then it scares me more because they're scared, because they've been with a girl before, and they went through the hell that people have made it for them because of the setup and the mind of you're going to go to hell and it's a sin and all this and everything. And so they refused to date me. but because they're scared, I guess. And because I guess they don't like me like that. I don't know, but they sure acted like it. And it's like, I'm like, I'm scared too, but I'm scared of the world for other things too. It's not just that, and so that's the reason I'm more brave about it, is because I'm like, all the other shit that I'm scared of. Like, but anyways, this other guy that I was watching, and he just posted the video, I think last night, and was talking about it, or maybe the night before, and it's like, do you think that like, this is when it becomes a parent's responsibility, I believe, to kind of really give a shit about your kid. Like, when you're called to really give a shit about your kid, and you're called to just listen to your child and listen to what your child is wanting, and even if it goes against the Bible, and y'all are very biblical people, you need to learn to sit down and talk to them calmly and with respect, not scream and yell at them, And that's even like my daughter. My daughter is 13, fixing to be 13, okay? My daughter, before she was, I think probably before she even turned 11, but if not, at age 11, I sat down with her and I was like, you can be with whoever you feel drawn to be with. I was like, but I'm going to tell you, if you stay in, a regular relationship, which is a man and a female, male and female, you're a female. If you date a male, your life might be easier. Might. I'm not going to guarantee it will be. It might be easier. Because in the Bible, that's what it states is correct. And so you might dodge a bullet for as far as, if people that are in, same way relationships or different relationships, and all this, they might go to hell. So, but it's your choice. Like, I gave that to her. And I think that's what every parent needs to do. If you're a parent and you have children, is you need to realize that at the end of the day, no matter how much you scream at your child, no matter how much you jump up and down, and, and no matter how much you hold them back, like my parents have done me, eventually, it might be when my parents are dead and gone, because they've tried to hold me back on every fucking thing that I've ever tried to accomplish, including me getting my damn license. I'm 30 years old and I just got my license in fucking November. But if it's meant to happen, you can't stop it. You are not God. You're not God. You can't. You can use all your might and all your power and exhaust yourself trying to put all these fucking rules in place, and all these fucking boxes that you're trying to keep everybody in. But eventually, if they're meant to break out, they're going to break out. And so, why not, instead of putting a box and like super gluing the fucking sides of it and everything, and be like, no, you can't come out, and every time they poke their head out, hitting them with a goddamn shovel, and be like, no, you can't do that. Instead of being like that with your damn children, why not be like, here's the box, but pull down the sides of the box, and educate your child and be like, now there's outside of the box, like, here's the Bible, here's God's beliefs, but pull it down and give them the wisdom of, this is what's on the outside of the box. On the outside is, yeah, this happens. Yeah, this is life. Welcome to life. Welcome to the world. Welcome to where every choice you make and every decision you make affects you, Even you listening to me as your parent right now, even you listening to me as a friend right now, even you acknowledging me or ignoring me right now and not hearing what I'm saying, everything. And it blows their little minds. It does, because it blows an adult's little mind when they realize and they come to that conscious level of, oh shit. And then they have to learn to relinquish the power and the control and give it back to God. But wouldn't you rather teach that to them when they're a child and them still have the stable ground of they're at home with you versus them finding that out when they're my age or when they're older, and them just being like, oh my God, and them just constantly like being like, this tight fist, gotta hold on to everything, gotta clench to it, and them living the rest of their lives like that, possibly because they never even learn how to let it go and let it go back and relinquish control back to God. Oh my God, I'm exhausted even saying that, because that's my whole family in a nutshell except for me and my kid. Like, they're all on this fucking control shit. But anyways, it's like, you just have to let it go. You have to let things ultimately become what the fuck they're supposed to become. And then that's where I have even, got into talking about, for as far as relationships and stuff like that, there's people that are like, no, to be gay is a sin. To be gay is going to happen. It's in the Bible. You believe in God, right? So does it not speak about it happening? Oh, it does. So why are you trying to stop what God has created to happen? Who are you to do that to God? You want to question my faith in God because I fell in love with a girl and I want to try to date her and I really like her a lot, and I would like to maybe, after dating her, if we see that we're more compatible and stuff like that, get engaged, get married. And just this one girl. It's just this one girl right now. I don't sit here and look at other women and think, oh my God, I mean, there's a few I look at, I'm like, they're cute. They're cute. She's cute. Usually somebody on TV or something. But I mean, are you really going to hate me for that? Are you really going to condemn me to hell? Who are you to condemn me to hell? Who are you to judge? If you're like this Christian Bible thumping person, or what the fuck ever. And see, that's where everybody gets so mad, and everything. Oh, it's wrong, it's wrong, it's wrong. Let me tell you it's wrong. Maybe I have the knowledge that it's wrong, but my spirit and what I am put here and what my purpose is. Imagine if you're in a car. The car is you, You're in a car and you see that if you keep going straight, you see it, that if you keep going straight, and there you go, if you keep going straight, perfect terminology, God, thank you for that, couldn't have done that better myself, but if you keep going straight, you're going to have a wreck. You see this, so your spirit, which is you, the driver, but the car is you, so your spirit inside of you sees if you keep going straight, you're going to wreck. So the body starts turning the wheel in the car to get the car to go in the opposite direction, to steer away from it. It's your internal intuition that we're talking about. And you're sitting there and you try to turn. But you got this passenger over here that's going, no, 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 no. No, 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 no. The road says we go straight here. Like say it's one of those, you're on a one-way fucking path, you're on a road. And this is the only direction that there is, that you stay on the pavement. You stay on the pavement and that's where you're going. That's where you're supposed to go. That's where everything in the world dictates you're supposed to go. You're supposed to go down this road. You're never supposed to veer off the path. You're supposed to go down this road, even if it kills you. And see, that's the reason there's a lot of suicides and stuff like that sometimes. Is because these kids that are gay are like, you know what? I guess I'm bad. I guess I need to commit suicide. I guess I'm, this and that. you know. And then there's the ones that, they keep tapping their brakes, if you will. And so they actually stopped in time before they hit the cars in front of them that are in a car wreck that have blocked the road. And they stopped just in time, you know. But they're right there and the cars could explode and they can die, and all this or whatever. But you have this going on. And then you have this person like me, I'm sorry. If I'm going down, one way fucking road, one lane street or what the hell ever, and I see there's a wreck in front of me, yeah, I'm going to try to throw on my brakes in time. But if I see that I can't because I know that I'm going, like, logically, my mind's like, you're going way too fucking fast. And I can turn the wheel to the fucking left and go even down an embankment, but still live, then that's what the fuck I'm going to do. That's what risk I'm willing to take. And so at the end of the day, that's what everybody's trying to teach everybody for as far as shit like this. And a lot of people aren't open to it and they don't understand it from that viewpoint. So if I sit here and I see that if I keep being miserable, it's the best way to word it, being miserable. I've been in 2 failed relationships with 2 men that I held very dear. And I've been in failed relationships with other men, for as far as just regular dating. And each time I talk to a man, it's usually a fail. Every time I talk to a guy, hey, when you gonna fuck me? Fail. Over. Done. I don't want to talk to you. Hey, you want to see a picture of my dick? No, I don't. Fail. Like, I'm trying. I've been trying. I'm 30 years old. I'm fixing to turn 31. I got a 13-year-old kid that has needed a father. And while I don't want to say that and be like, so me falling in love with this girl is like default, it's just like, hey, that's what I'm going to do now. That's what I'm going to do now because, hey, that seems convenient. No. When I found her, I wasn't looking to date anybody. I had just lost custody of my kid. I was devastated. And God sent me her. God's like, you know what? You need help. You need something good right now. Everything's falling to shit. And like I said, I'm pan, so I've been open. I've been open my whole life to anybody. That's even like I had a discussion with my husband one time, and he's like, you ever thought about being with a girl? And I'm like, yeah, I had a dream about it once. Why? And he's like, you did? And he's like, cheater, whore. Because this is when he was trying to, like, get on my ass about shit because he'd been cheating on me. And I was like, the dream was when I was, like, 15, before I even knew you existed. How am I a cheater or a whore from a dream that I had when I was 15 about a girl that I liked? And he's like, well, okay, you're a bad person because, you're dreaming about being with a girl and you're not supposed to be with women. Last I checked, I can't sit there and go, okay, God, tonight don't let me dream about anything that I'm not supposed to dream about. You're going to dream about what the fuck you dream about. You're going to desire what you're going to desire. And that's the gist of everything. And that's even like me desiring, wanting to date so bad. This girl, wanting to talk to her, even if I can't date her. It's what I want to do. And so you can throw up as many roadblocks, wrecks, whatever that you want to. And I'm still going to drive like a bat out of hell, if you will, to straighten out what I feel needs straightening out. I don't know. I thought that was like a really good, like, example of things and stuff. So, but anyways, for as far as confidence and stuff like that, and the reason I made the other video and all that, I was like, I'm going to ask this dude to fucking help me, and talk to me about this situation. I'm going to ask him to watch my video. And then I chickened out, and I'm just like, ah. And then I'm like, well, maybe I still should. And then I'm like, no. Because my lack of confidence is so low and stuff like that. And I'm an INFP and doormat and, and all this, and just this sensitive ass person and a Cancer and supposedly this sensitive ass crybaby, but then I'm a Leo, Western astrology, and whew, life is complicated. But only if you make it complicated. So I guess I'm going to end this and I'm going to make life real easy right now, which is just I'm sitting here and I'm fixing to make some tea and I'm fixing to eat, and things are what they are and it's right in front of me, and I'm going to try to avoid any type of conflict and talking to anybody for as far as argumentativeness, and it is what it is. But you got any comments, comment down below. You can like, subscribe, share, and if you need somebody to talk to, you can hit me up on my Facebook Messenger and I'll talk to you. I'll respond back to you. So that's another reason, I didn't even write something to him, is because, he comes across as this person who does live stream, stuff like that, but, it's not like if you need to talk to me, it's I need to talk to a bunch of people. I see people out there that can teach me things, but every time I find them and I'm like, hey, teach me this, teach me this. And then they're like, do it A, B, and C. And I'm like, okay, A, B, D. And they're like, no. And they get mad and they leave, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Teach me again. I'm sorry. I'll learn this time. I'll listen. I'm sorry. I'm kind of retarded and dyslexic, let me take the blame, let me take it. But I'm like, help me again. And they're like, no, fuck you, and I'm just like, and then it's like, okay, give it to God. I'm supposed to have the knowledge that I'm supposed to have when I'm supposed to have it. And apparently I'm not supposed to have it right now, but I'm getting really tired of wanting to learn. I want to learn things. I want to grow, and I want to grow in this way. And people are like, why don't you go back to school? That's the way to grow. That's the way to have the knowledge. I don't have the money. I don't have the time. And even if I get to the point that I have the money and I have the time, that is not where I want to grow, because I need to grow emotionally before I can even focus. I'm so wrecked emotionally. I'm telling you, I'm wrecked emotionally. I need so much emotional growth and stability, done up, and everything, so that way I can focus on stuff like that. I can't even focus on stuff like that. You try to tell me a fucking scientific something or another, or a math, algebra, something, I don't hear it, because I'm too busy worried about my daughter and getting her back, and my family issues and stuff like that. I can't. It's not that I'm so stupid that I can't process it completely. It's that I'm so distracted with the shit that is in front of me. And people are like, well, just change and shift your main, focus. Don't you think I've tried that? And that's even the whole gay thing. Don't you think people have tried? Being straight is technically easier, technically, kind of, but then again, not. Because it's become a fucking toss-up, in all honesty. Because you meet a girl, if you're a female like me, you meet a girl, she might be like, hey, and actually talk to you more than men will. Men are going to be more like, hey, when can we fuck, or you want to see a dick pic? This is a hard choice, Oh, wait, no, it's not. Talk to the woman that's talking to me respectfully, versus a man that's treating me like I'm supposed to be some whore. And then that's the thing too, is it's honestly men have wanted to control the world for years. Men have wanted to be the alpha, and men have even argued that they are, and men have even used the Bible to defend saying that they are. But yet they can't handle that, yeah, you've been the alpha motherfucker, and now you're running us into the ground. And that's even when I was with my husband. At one point in time, and even not just with my husband, but even with my kid's father, at one point in time, they both said to me at one point in time, I feel like you just love me for my dick. Well, I bet it's a real head trip now that I'm sitting here and I'm in love with a female. Like, am I not entitled to love a man for his entirety? And is part of his entirety, yes, is anatomy? And I'm going to get in trouble for loving a man for his anatomy, and I'm wanting him to love me for mine. I would hope that he does. And, okay, And isn't that the basics of why a man and a woman should be together, is to appreciate one another? And that's like even my husband. Oh my God. I feel like you love me for my money. I tried to work. You wouldn't help me. I tried to get my license. You wouldn't help me. I was a stay-at-home mother to my daughter. You're providing for me financially. Can I not appreciate what the fuck you actually are? Can you not wake up enough to see what you actually are? Yes, you're the provider. So yes, that is something that I appreciate about you. Like, I feel like I'm talking to morons about this, but it's like, ding, ding, ding. Like, wake the fuck up. Like, nothing is ever good enough for a man. Because men, they want their cake, and to eat it too, or whatever the damn saying is. They want everything. We have reached a point where the mass majority of men are so self-absorbed and selfish, and they want to be treated like kings, every damn one of them. They want to be appreciated for everything. Everything. Even if they themselves get into a relationship, and get married to a woman, but yet the woman walks in one day and finds them watching gay porn. Well, hey, honey, I'm just flexible. That's just a good quality. Because that's what has happened. Women cannot label men as sinful and as bad. We're not entitled to. Y'all don't allow us to. If you're watching porn, oh, now it's a norm. Used to it was a sin, now it's a norm. And it wasn't even a sin as much as it was just something you didn't talk about. Just like being pregnant. Hide that baby. Hide that belly bump as long as you can. Shh, it's a sin that she's pregnant. So you want to look at who the hell is fucking up the damn world? Like, and that's the thing too, everybody, oh, men are stronger, women are weaker, men are stronger physically. We're giving that to you. We've tried to talk with you logically. We've tried to reason with you. We've tried to make you understand. We've tried to make you hear. We've tried to make you listen. We've tried to make you see. And we've even got volatile towards you sometimes. But y'all have got so violent back in attacking us. We just give the fuck up. Whatever, fine. You're the master, you're leading the fucking army into the fucking swamp to die or whatever. And y'all are the mass majority and y'all want to be the rulers and everything, then honey, go for it. Go ahead, fine. You want us to be submissive little bitches, It's like we're standing at the back and we see where this is going and we're like, hey, listen. Watching porn is not a good thing for a marriage. Having other people and being a swinger is not a good thing for a marriage, because it's not a good thing for society, because ultimately it's going to lead to the downfall of humanity. Hey, doing this, hey, doing that, even even me making this damn video and YouTube and this and that, to a degree. Because I'm doing a video every day. So I'm helping to feed this fucking shit. But the men are screaming that they're hungry. You know, so you're, as a woman, gonna feed them. And what I mean by men is society, and we're ruled by men for the most part. And anybody that wants to argue otherwise and be like, no, men, no, 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 women rule the world. Women rule the world. No, we don't. But y'all want to sit there and y'all want to get on us for everything that we're doing bad all the time. So that's the reason women are starting to sympathize too with other women, or men are even sympathizing with more men. You know, oh my God, yes, honey, I want everything, you know, and all that. I'm not trying to be mean and shit, and I'm not trying to stereotype, and that's just a funny voice or whatever. But yeah, you know, they want everything. Men understand men easier, women understand women easier. But guess what? It's always been like that. But then it's also been flipped, you know, to where they understand the difficulties, the differences, and so on and so forth. There's always balance. And men have been wanting to uproar the balance, you know, and undo it because they want to be God, is the best way to word it. And us women are just sitting here kind of being like, God, y'all are fucking morons. Like, you want to be king, you want to be God, you want to rule the world, you're stupid. You're stupid. You're stupid. You want to tell your little daughter, you know, whenever she grows up, who she can marry, you know. Okay, are we going back to the biblical times? Are we going back that far, you know? And are we going back to the way it even is still in some countries? So do you have to, you know, do they have to buy this or buy that or buy this animal or whatever, cow, pig, you know, goat, whatever, and shit like that? Like, if you're going to take it that far back, if you're going to live that biblical way and everything, then everything has to stay. But the thing is change is inevitable. Change is going to happen. If you do firmly believe in God and you do firmly believe in the Bible, then you will firmly believe that change is going to happen. It's going to, there's nothing men can do to stop it. And so why are men trying to stop it? And that comes back to even the whole gay thing, and it's in the Bible. Why are you trying to stop it? I'm not saying that you have to be standing out there protesting and woohoo and yeah, and I believe in this, and every woman should marry every woman, and no women should ever marry a man again, and men should marry men, and they should never marry, you know, another woman again. I'm not saying that you should do that. And I'm not even saying that that's where the fuck I come from. Yet I'm sitting here and I'm wanting to date a girl. But that's not even where the fuck I'm coming from. Now, yes, I did just say that, yes. You know, when I get on a dating webpage and I put men and women, the women are like, hey, what are you up to? Hey, what are you doing? You know, some of them, the mass majority of women are more sympathetic, more proper, more the right way. And men are like, hey, you want to see a picture of my dick? No. Like, what the fuck do you do with that? It's like life is done difficult enough without people screaming at each other. And if you have to be like some type of genius to figure that out, then I feel sorry for you. And that's even me. Like, I get mad about stuff and I try to hold on to it. And even my previous video that I shot, I was mad because this person keeps sharing drink with me. And I do not like that. And I'm just like, ah! But as an INFP, I guess, or maybe it's not that, or maybe it's as a Cancer Vedic and a Western astrology Leo, maybe it's not even that. Maybe it's just me, and maybe it's just my life and my trauma. I turn everything internalized, and everything becomes this internal battle. But not everything, not all the time, but most of the time it does. Most of the time, everything kind of just ends up reverting back to me. And that's like, oh my God, am I a horrible person all because I don't want to share a drink with my friend that's crushing on me, that can't admit it, that wants to share a drink with me, and they're very, you know, and they're this and they're that, and they're atheists, and I believe in God and all this, and I know that they're the type of person that will argue their point more strong strategically, you know, more confidence than I will. That's even what I feel like sometimes they're trying to do, is they're trying to be like, why, you know, it's like they're confused by me. They're like, why are you so hard to shake loose of your faith, is the best way to word it. And I'm just like, I don't even know. I don't even care to know. And they're like, whoa, I never heard that response from somebody. Where most people are like, because I said so, that I believe in God. And they get all this passionate, and I'm just like, I don't know. It's not for me to know. I just know that I do, and I am what I am, and you know, and you are what you are, and you're an atheist, you know, and okay. But it's like, for as far as the drink thing, in my previous video that I was talking about, because this person keeps sharing drink with me and I do not like it. And I have my reasons, you know, and then society has its reasons. And that's even like, if you were to take the Bible and men and women being together, you know, and men and women, you know, society says no, you know, but am I really in the wrong, you know? But then it's causing internal conflict with me. So I get why people want to lash out, because they don't want that internal conflict, you know. I get it. I do. I get it. But I'm taking on the fucking internal conflict of it, because I'm like, well, am I really a bad person just for sharing a drink? And there's people out there that are dying this and that and everything. But I have my reasons, you know, and one of my reasons is, you know, that it's wrong. You don't do that. That's not a normal thing. You know, it can lead to sickness and stuff like that. Another reason is I myself have had strep and mono before, and I had strep when I was young, and I had a febrile seizure and I died. And so I can't fight off strep. It's something that my body just can't fight off. I don't know why. I've tried, or at least I don't think I can. I've tried to the point of running 103 fever for like 2 and 3 days, and after that I'm like, I gotta go get some medicine. I can't stand this, and I feel like I'm fixing to slip into another seizure, and if I do this time, there's no guarantee that I'm coming back, you know, a febrile seizure, and I'm like, so no, I need to go to the doctor. I've never pushed past, you know, and I've always forced myself to go to the doctor, so that's one reason that I don't like sharing drinks with people. Another is mono, because I had mono, and I had an uncle that had mono, and it about killed him when he had it, and I don't know if he was hospitalized, but I know that he was like in the bed for weeks and deathly sick, you know. I think he did go to the hospital, I'm not certain. And so I don't like that. And then my own mind is STDs, the way STDs are nowadays and stuff like that. And this person has blatantly told me that they have this certain type of small, if you will, infection, but still I'm just like, I don't want to catch any infection from you, even if it's just something that lasts a week. Even if it's just strep, I don't want to catch anything from you. And then I had a miscarriage after I had my first child. I had a miscarriage with my second child, and it was a parasitic STD that ate away at the baby. And I don't know how the fuck, anyways, it's like I don't know, or TRICHAMAT, I don't know, or something, I don't know, really don't even know if I'm spelling it correctly, but anyways, and while it technically didn't eat away like at the baby, it kind of did, you might as well say, because it's doing damage, you know, and everything and stuff like that. And so you have to take medicine, and that medicine kills everything. And so, but like, it created me to be a germaphobe, kind of, a little bit. And then that's the reason I developed OCD really bad there for a while. And then I got out of it, and now I'm back to my roots, which is running around barefoot and redneck, you know, and this and that, and spit grit and duct tape, you know, type way of life. But I still don't like to share food and drinks with people. And this person just keeps, and I'm just like, and I get mad. And I see why people that are all on the Bible about certain things and, you know, this and that, and they get mad. And so they feel righteous in their anger. But then, am I righteous in my anger? Am I righteous in my anger because I have my own paranoia? And then this person I know has an infection. The infection can spread that way. I don't want the infection. But am I really somebody to be that harsh and that critical when there are people out here, there are children that are dying, you get what I'm saying, over in other countries because of this, that, and the other, because they don't have clean water. So who am I not to share a drink, even though my friend can buy a drink just as easily as I can? And even though I've even offered and been like trying to make it obvious, like, I'll buy you your own damn drink if you just won't drink from mine. And they still insist, and then since I said like they're atheists, I'm biblical, I'm not biblical, but I believe in God and everything. We could get into an argument about it, but at the end of the day, it could blow up so fucking bad that it could be like, well, if you really believe in God enough and you really trust in God enough, because that's what happens is when you keep rubbing, you get to where there's a line drawn, there's a line drawn eventually. And that line is your core belief. And so, like I said, she claims she's an atheist, and, I'm not. And so at a core belief, because from an atheist point of perspective, nothing matters. So her sharing a drink with me doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if it irritates me, is the best way to word it. Nothing matters. Everything just is what it is, is kind of a basics to it. And then on the flip side, everything is what it is, but I believe in God, and God is the ultimate, and God is in control, and everything is what it is. And so then the faith question could come, well, if you have enough faith in God, if you get sick and you get this infection from me sharing my drink with you, and this and that, and you just let things be what they are, then God wants you to have that infection, and or God wants you to get strep, or God wants you to get whatever sickness you could get from sharing a drink with somebody. And so you must not believe in God too much if you can't allow that to happen. And I've had these conversations with people before in my life, and then I'm just like, okay, so you're questioning my faith in God? And I'll be like, okay, spit in my fucking drink and I'll drink from it, but then if, I've done that shit to a degree, I've not literally had somebody spit in my drink and drink from it. I'm using that as an example. But that's the way I get whenever it comes to, if you believe in God so much, and I'm like, okay, and I get defensive, and I'm like, okay, spit in my drink, and drink it down. They're like, whoa, and boy, you think you're bad now, and all this. And then it gets so far that it's like, okay, go stand out in a fucking crowded, or a not crowded, but a regular, road. Go stand out on the fucking expressway, the fucking freeway, interstate, and, you believe in God so much, and I'm the crazy little son of a bitch that comes within a hair of doing it, and usually has the person grab me as I'm going towards the road, grab my arm and be like, no, I was just kidding, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. And I'm like, no, I believe in God, and my faith in God, and the way things are. And I'm like, don't, and they're like, well, I didn't mean, and so I get where the passion comes from and all that, and I get the anger and all that, but there's a way to go about it without being so fucking angry, without screaming, without yelling, without all that bickering, without all that fighting. And then the biggest thing is like, yeah, just be a pushover to a degree. Just be a pushover. And it takes a hell of a lot more faith to be a pushover when you believe in God than it does to be somebody that's like a warrior that's like, I'm gonna prove, I'm sorry, it really does. It takes a lot more internal strength to just be like, I'm just gonna, that's like people that end up getting beaten or raped and stuff that still believe in God. And it's like, these people are like, how do you still believe in God when you've been through all this abuse, And it's like, I just do. But then you have these people that are, and usually it's these people that are like, no, believe in God, and you're not right. And they argue and everything. Yet if you take them and you were to put them a prisoner, And so I've been a prisoner because of my trauma with my family, like mentally. So, and I'm grateful for that, because if I wasn't, then I wouldn't be the person that I am now. And I'm grateful for the person that I am now, even though I'm kind of this confused, weird little sentimentality, like, wrapped up in all this emotional shit person that I am. But, dang on, it's like you got the ones that scream and everything, but if you were to take them, like my grandmother, for instance, my grandmother is a prisoner in her own ways that she is. Everybody is a prisoner in their own ways that they are. But there are so many people that can't open their mind to see that they're a prisoner in some aspect. And so they never understand it because they don't understand the emotional side of things and stuff like that. And so then the physical comes in. The physical prisoners come in. And with my grandmother right now, the physical prisoner is age and her aging body and her body not being able to. And she's so angry sometimes. She gets so angry, so mad, and she wants to take it out. And she takes it out on me. She takes it out on whoever's living with her, whoever's around her. She takes it out, on them because she's mad because she can't do everything that she wants to do because her body and her mind and her spirit tell her, go do this, go do that, and she just don't have the energy and she don't have the time and this and that. And I'm done a prisoner to my body. Everybody's a prisoner to their body, but most people don't become aware of it until sometimes they're older in age. Or that they're a prisoner of their body if they're pinned down, trapped, being like strapped to a bed and raped daily or some shit. Then they realize, and so then you realize how to detach the spirit from the body, and you realize that your spirit is a separate thing. Your spirit is a separate thing. And some people don't come to that knowledge until later on in life and stuff like that. Whew. But, anyways, most of those people, sometimes they don't experience that. You take them and you put them in that situation. And then they start questioning and asking God, God, are you real? God, if you were real, you wouldn't let this happen. There must not be a God. And this is where they get changed. There must not be a God. And even though sometimes I sit there and I'm like, okay, but mine's more like a playful relationship with God whenever I get like that. Because I'm like a smart ass sometimes, and who knows me more than him to know that I'm just being a smart ass, and I'm just like, you really must not fucking exist because I'm having a really bad day and you just made me stomp my goddamn toe and pull my fucking toenail back off my fucking foot. And I'm like, and you don't know that I'm struggling, and here you are making, so you don't exist because, I'm being petty right now, because I'm just, I'm mad, There's little shit like that happens with me. And then there's big stuff that happens, like my kid was taken from me, and then I fell in love with this girl named EJ, and then she was all cool with me, and I was like, yes, and finally, and something's making sense. And now she won't talk to me anymore, and now I'm back at square one where everything makes no sense. And I'm just like, okay, yeah, yeah, I'm just like, you hate me. You hate me, right? And then it's like, I don't hear this voice, but it's like there's this knowledge of, no, I don't hate you, And even when I'm crying and I'm screaming and I'm in pain and I'm hurt and little things make me mad or upset me and stuff, and I'm just like, you hate me, and or even my family and being trapped and only just getting my license at the age of 30, I'm like, you hate me, everything about. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm humbled by God's existence, like I believe in him, but I can't explain it, like, and sometimes I sit here and I'm like, I'm gonna go to hell, and then I'm like, maybe, and then I'm like, I don't know, and then I'm like, shit, and I'm like, please save me before I go to hell, and then it's like, I don't know if that'll happen, and then it's like, I don't know what's gonna happen, and like, I feel like crying right now, like it just kind of came over me speaking this last little bit, but it's like, and some people be like, oh, that's, God saying you need to, ask for forgiveness of your sins and all this and everything. I've been there, done that, and it just hasn't worked. It hasn't been the time. It hasn't been, and everybody's salvation, that's another thing too. Everybody's salvation comes at different times. And I kind of get tickled whenever people are like, say this prayer and that means that you're saved. If we're all individuals and we all respect that, then can we not respect that all of our salvation may come at different times? Maybe it's just not my time. I feel like I'm saved, to a degree and everything, because, I died and I actually seen Jesus when I was 3 and everything and stuff like that, and I came back and outer body experience, all that and everything. But, and I'm so enlightened, as some would say, on this aspect of things, as some would say. I'm not saying everybody. You might look at me and be like, you're some cocky little arrogant son of a bitch, and that's okay. You're entitled to that. But I guess the best way to word it is, can I say that God is fully acceptant of everything that I do? No. I know the answer, no. He can't, no, it doesn't happen. It's not working. And it's like, okay, that's not working and stuff. And it's like, well, that's just life, that's just the mystery, of things and the way it's working in my life and the way it's working for me, versus other people and stuff like that, because each to their own, and isn't that the saying, you make your own bed, you lie in your own bed, and that's the thing too, is like all these parents that are like, no, I'm the parent and I must harp and dictate and control my child even when my child is past the age of being an adult, because society doesn't know what it's talking about and we're never grown and all this and, and all that. That's the only way I could even find peace dealing with my kid being at my parents' house. I'm like, well, that's just where she's meant to be right now. I don't understand it in full. God, I'm giving it to you. And sometimes I still panic. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, my kid's there. Oh my God, I need to get her back. Oh my God, I need her back right now. But then my kid kind of wanted to go over there, and I'm kind of like, okay, she hasn't reached out and been like, Mom, I miss you. Mom, I'm ready to come home. Even though one time I did ask her, I'm like, do you even miss me? And she's like, yeah. She's like, I miss you. And she's like, sometimes I go to my bedroom and I cry because I miss you. And, that's so fucking devastating to hear, because I'm just like, she don't even feel like she can tell me because they've got her so boxed in. Like, she can't even write me and be like, Mom, I miss you right now, so that way I can talk to her and comfort my daughter, Or so that way that I could even be like, hey, can I come see her because she's missing me? And they've got her so boxed in that she can't even, or she's got herself so boxed in her own mentality that she's allowing herself to live in. And it sickens me, but I can't do anything about it. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video. Sorry that it's so long. I said it was going to be short. It's not. Welcome to my life. To a degree, I try. I do good sometimes. Usually it's when I don't dictate to myself that it's going to be a short video. If I don't say it, sometimes it just winds up being. But other than that, yeah. There's a bunch of advice and a bunch of questions and a bunch of everything. I still don't probably label it as a bunch of everything or a bunch of advice. But I'm going to let you go. You can comment, share, like, or subscribe. You can hit me up on Facebook Messenger if you need somebody to talk to. Other than that, keep putting your best foot forward, and I'll catch you later. Take care. Bye.